experienced players coming through the portal. There's Abayev, the freshman, with the miss and a foul on the Bearcats.
He loves to give you that little jab step and maybe a little crossover to try to freeze you. He's got length with that 6'8" frame and a nice jump shot that he showed against Michigan, going 3 for 6. He's a guy that could be a problem for the Razorbacks tonight.
Foul on Miller. Here's your starting lineup for the Razorbacks. I don't think there's any surprise with the starters. Acuff, Wagner, Knox. How about Trevin Brazil, the catch and the flush to start the scoring?
You gotta love it, a little ball screen to a back screen lob. Great read, great pass by Acuff.
Miller on the drive. Kick into the corner for Abayev. There's crease his basketball career. We'll talk more about that later on, but a good beginning for Arkansas. Thomas with a fadeaway 3. Back tap by Miller. And there's an easy slam from Cham, the Senegal native and UCF transfer.
These guys are long. They're going to shoot a lot of threes, but they have the athleticism and the length to run them down, the offensive rebounds, and get another attempt.
How about Trevin Brazil stepping out along? Dribble handoff to Day Thomas. There's an open 3 from the corner and a miss. An overtime elite.
Yeah, they're number 22 player in the country. I think one of, I think 8 to 10 McDonald All-American.
No, too high. Rebound Thomas. Hawks coming back 4 on 3. Trevin Brazil couldn't catch it. Back to disrupt was Miller. He's seen a couple of dunks already as Baba Miller, and he didn't want to see another.
Yeah, I think they kind of saw TB about, a little over half court, a little bit ahead of the ball, and there's some urgency by Baba Miller. Great defensive deflection there. Saved the basket.
DJ Wagner to inbound. DJ trying to get downhill. There's Thomas, open look. Missed the 3 ball. Sealy got his hands on it, but it'll be Bearcat basketball. Good look at Isaiah Sealy, again the young man from Springdale who is part of a couple of teams that finished runners-up in state championship attempts. Too strong off the window. Now the Bearcats will push. Miller, open look, spin baseline, and didn't realize quite where he was on the floor. Thomas, quick.
Some things, but I think Calipari would be at practice. Coach would be always talking him up and encouraging him and telling him he had more, we needed more, he had to give us more. And then as those 2 things started to come together, playing well in spurts, the spurts became longer and the confidence grew. And I'm with you. I think he's going to have a good year.
A couple of makes from McKinley. I should say Miller with a couple of free throw knocks down. Arkansas shooting almost 56% from the field. Numbers aren't there, and Knox will not push. Billy Richmond says he's been working on that 3-point shot. It's something he wants to get better at. Last year he made just 2 threes all year. Little floater.
Get the foul.
Miller last year at FAU, 34 starts, averaged more than 11 a game.
20 in a normal game.
Brazil working his way in. Lets that one go. Rebound hauled in by Ewan. Couple of long misses there for the Razorbacks. What does Cincinnati need more of in this second half?
You got to get stops. I mean, the only way you get back in a game like this is stops. And they've taken 23s and made 5, and they've only shot, I think, 5 free throws. So 3 out of 5 from the free throw line. So that's got to flip here in the second half. They got to get downhill, get into the lane, get to the free throw line and get some stops, and then look for the 3 ball. It's so much easier to say, hey, pull on the reins, instead of trying to get them to run and get them to go.
DJ Wagner a little quiet offensively in that first half with 2 points. That shot was partially deflected. Miller down the lane. Billy Richmond compared Malik Thomas to Rob Dillingham when he was at Kentucky, and I had to look up Dillingham's numbers. He averaged 15 a game and shot 44%. Ewan collects. Wagner with a determined drive. There's Brazil. Easily will throw one down, and TB with 12 in the game.
Veteran guard play right there. Got in the lane, not panic, gives it up.
Acuff on the drive, and he will draw the.
People just don't realize how good those guys really are.
Carter Knox was ready to try and blast one through. Considered seriously was Arkansas. It hasn't quite been his night tonight, but he will have a few. He'll launch just as I say that and threw one wide left. It came down to Cincy, Arkansas, Auburn, Oregon, and obviously he was an overtime elite with Malik Thomas. I got a feeling that was a duo that put a lot of baskets on the scoreboard.
Yeah, pick your poison on that in high school.
Acuff tried to get downhill. Carter Knox hit a three earlier. Missed that one badly. From midcourt.
Floodgates are open.
It has been shown.
I'm trying to drag him over the finish line. I'm trying to get him to finish a game, to win a game. You know, we're right there. The coffin's got, you know, they put the lid on the coffin. What they say they didn't nail it or something. I mean, he just was using all these things to tell them that, you know, we're going to get there. We're going to get there. Well, now this team has a lot more options: depth, shooting, size. There's a lot of things there, and they're going to have nights like this. And now you got to fight the other side of the monster, because everybody's going to say now, hey man, you're already at the finish line.
Good.
You're already there, man. You're there. There's no more work to do. And now that's when you got to start getting humbled a little bit.
That's right.
And Cal can do that. I've been a part of that.
I know you have. He's going to